Millions of families in Japan order KFC for Christmas every year. A stressed Amazon driver abandoned 80 packages in the woods during the holidays. And a Long Island woman is charged with practicing unlicensed dentistry out of her kitchen. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the bold universe. Millions of families in Japan order KFC for Christmas every year. Did you know that? For many people in Japan, Kentucky Fried Chicken is central to their Christmas celebrations. In fact, every year at Christmas, 3.5 million Japanese families order KFC. I didn't know that KFC was so popular for Christmas. And actually, it reminds me that Chinese food in the U.S. is pretty popular on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If you've ever spent those days with a Jewish family, it seems to be Chinese food is the go-to, and I enjoyed that very much. The article says KFC is so popular for Christmas in Japan that there are lines around the block for this festive fast food, and many people have to pre-order their meals as early as October. It says the fried chicken is meant as a nod to the roast turkey dinner many cultures partake in for holiday dinners. Now, Christmas isn't universally celebrated in Japan. Only about 1% of the population identifies as Christian, though many celebrate it anyways as a secular festive season. Some of the minority groups who celebrate treat Christmas like Valentine's Day, and they really lean into the romance. The KFC tradition dates back to 1970 when the first KFC opened in Japan. The manager of that very first KFC in Japan was named Takeshi Okawara. Takeshi supposedly heard some foreigners lament not having any turkey on Christmas, which gave him the idea for a Christmas party barrel. And in 1974, he started Kurisumasu ni wa Kentucky, or better known as, in English, Kentucky for Christmas. Of course, it really took off, and the Christmas tradition grew from simple buckets of fried chicken to today's Kentucky Christmas dinner packages with chicken, shrimp gratin, cakes, and more. The holiday cheer extended beyond the food as well when the KFC's Colonel Sanders, who shares his white hair and beard look with Santa, began wearing red and white suits around Christmas time. Oh, so it sounds like just a bunch of marketing and basically fooled an entire country. They're like, it's KFC on Christmas. Yeah, this is what the Americans do, don't you know? They're like, oh, I had no idea. All right, let's get KFC on Christmas. This was before the internet. You couldn't look it up, to see if it was true. They could have called the United States back then, though, in 1972 or whatever. Hey, just wondering, does everybody over there eat Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas Eve? They're like, no, we've never heard of that before. Like, oh, okay, thanks. And I just have to ask, Colonel Sanders isn't Santa's cousin, right? Just want to make sure. That's what they're saying over here in Tokyo. So now I guess I'll wrap up the story by sharing what I prefer to eat on Christmas Day. In my family, it's been Italian food, usually lasagna on Christmas, which I've always looked forward to. I didn't get to have that this year because I didn't spend it with my family. I spent it at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood feeding the homeless, and I ate what we all were feeding them. So it was basically turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, stuffing, salad, cranberry sauce, the traditional Christmas meal. What do you have on Christmas? I'd love to know. Call me, 646-450-2012. A stressed Amazon driver abandoned 80 packages in the Massachusetts woods during the holiday shipping rush. Dozens of Amazon packages were discovered abandoned in the forest of a Massachusetts town just mere days before Christmas. But this wasn't the Grinch stealing any of the presents. No. It was an Amazon delivery driver who claims that stress led them to dump this whole mountain of Amazon packages in the woods. A Lakeville police sergeant discovered this horde of packages during a routine police patrol at 2 a.m. over the weekend. The sergeant noticed items were, quote, unattended in a wooded area When he went further to investigate, he found 3 large totes full of Amazon packages that were spread out several feet into the forest. The totes were hauled back to the police station, and through intense investigations, they found there was a total of 80 packages that were abandoned. Police had received no reports that these packages were stolen or misplaced or anything like that. Nothing nefarious. So they contacted a local Amazon distribution center and returned the items. On Monday, an Amazon driver visited the Lakeville Police Department and said they were the individual who left those packages on the side of the road at 7 p.m. on Saturday, quote, because they were stressed. The driver said that they planned to report the incident to their manager. The police did not disclose the name of the driver. The police say they are not seeking any criminal charges as well. I guess there's no criminal charges for that. But it's not like they're stolen packages. There's just simply abandoned packages. I'm just kind of curious why the driver didn't notify Amazon what they had done. You know, like maybe call them and say, hey, I quit and your packages are here if you want to get them. And so is your truck. Or, you know, take a picture of it all and send it to the supervisor. Here, did you deliver them? Yeah, I delivered them. Here they are. Here's a photo of them next to an oak tree if you want to come and get them. I don't blame the driver for being stressed. Imagine being an Amazon delivery driver right before the holidays and what that entails. Though 80 packages doesn't seem like a lot. From what I understand, Amazon drivers deliver hundreds per day. So perhaps it was like the end of his shift and he had just had 80 left and was just like, this is the tipping point. I'm not, it's midnight and I haven't had a piss break. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just dropping them into the forest. Now, I wouldn't be pleased if there was a gift from my mother that didn't quite make it. But I also know that these employees are not treated very well. So I also get that. I mean, I empathize for these employees for sure. Every time an Amazon driver comes to my apartment, I always invite them in to use the restroom. I always ask. No one's ever taken advantage of it, but I always offer because I heard stories about them peeing in bottles in the car because they don't get a pee break. And, this country is bereft of public restrooms, in case you don't know. You got like Starbucks, you got Target, but you can't really go to the bathroom in this world here, in the U.S. anyways. It's just it's a really sad situation. So I always offer my bathroom. Now, we get it. The drivers are stressed. All that being said, I just sort of question the logic of this driver. It seems like more work to abandon them, take them out of the truck and bring them into the forest. Wouldn't it be easier just to drive the truck with all the packages back to the distribution center, walk in, drop the keys on the desk and say, look I'm done. Find another driver. I'm so sorry. Mail me my check. This was great, but this gig isn't for me. I mean, that would be the mature way to do it. But I don't know, though. I mean, it's hard to get into the head of these Amazon drivers. They're obviously dealing with the situations that are very, very stressful around the holidays. So I don't know. Amazon ought to really consider seriously hiring more drivers, especially right before the holidays, so you don't have to deal with this. Those drivers shouldn't be this stressed, But then, of course, if they hired more drivers, then, Mr. Bezos, the alien, couldn't have a $600 million wedding. So, and why would we want to prevent him from having a $600 million wedding? He deserves it. After all, he works so hard.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
A Long Island woman is charged with practicing unlicensed dentistry out of her kitchen. The Nassau, New York County District Attorney is looking for more victims after a woman from Long Island has been charged for practicing unlicensed dentistry from her one-bedroom apartment. The DA said there's one victim they know of so far, but they're looking for more victims of this lady who might have... Have any of you been the victim here? Any of you got your teeth pulled in a kitchen by some strange lady while she was smoking cigarettes and you were holding her baby? And her husband was eating Salisbury steak at the table. Anyone in this situation recently? They need you. They're looking for victims. This lady's name is Gladys Serrano. She's a 70-year-old entrepreneur, some would say. Yeah, she was just looking for a work-at-home gig. Those aren't easy to get these days. Gladys here was arrested and is now wearing an electronic monitoring device. Well, I guess they want to make sure she stays in the kitchen. This is not the punishment for Gladys. It's not that she's not operating crimes outside of her home, guys. She's doing it in the home. So an electronic monitoring device to keep her home isn't really going to solve the problem. If she's still could be committing crimes right now despite the ankle monitor. Anyways, the authorities say this 70-year-old ran the unlicensed dentistry out of her apartment kitchen. Well, before we judge, let's get a look at the kitchen. All right. We have a photo of the kitchen. Oh, no, not this kitchen. This ain't the kind of kitchen. I don't know if I'd feel very comfortable getting a root canal in this kitchen or anything. Even a cleaning would be suspect here. What is going on in here? She doesn't even have a dishwasher. How is she sterilizing the tools? What is going on? It says when the police officers executed a search warrant, they found a curtain hanging in the kitchen and a patient chair positioned near the sink with drawers full of dental instruments that appeared to be used. There were impression molds, extraction tools, tartar scrapers, a large container containing what appeared to be numerous expired empty vials of medication, and used dental needles. Great. Boxes labeled as single-use dental needles, amoxicillin capsules, Relaflex, and lidocaine were also discovered in this apartment kitchen. Here's a quote from the district attorney who says, "It's a dangerous, dangerous street she was walking down. I tell you, you infect somebody with using one of these tools in their mouth, you could kill him, You could kill him, I say." This lady Gladys is charged with one count of unauthorized practice of a profession after allegedly charging a woman $2,000 after extracting 5 teeth from her mouth inside the apartment. Hey, that's a pretty good deal, though, right? Getting 5 teeth out for $2,000. What's that, $400 a tooth? Cost you like $1,000 for one, usually. It says here Gladys extracted the teeth, then gave the victim pieces of paper towel to absorb the large amount of blood coming from the area and told her to rinse with salt water. All right, the paper towel is definitely a situation here, You don't want to be bleeding from the recently extracted teeth and be given paper towels and sent on your way. How about some gauze, lady? You can get that at the dollar store, Gladys. What are you doing? Get some gauze. Paper towel. Well, sounds about right looking at her kitchen. Although one could make the argument, too, that if you're going to go get your teeth extracted in somebody's apartment, you kind of know what's up, right? No one's going there to Gladys's kitchen and being like, this just seems a little bit unprofessional, doesn't it? Not what I'm used to. Maybe I should ask some questions. No. They're like, listen, I'm in great pain and I don't have $10,000. Can you just save my life here? And tooth pain will drive you insane. Tooth pain will drive you to the edge of insanity. It really will. You'll consider getting an extraction in a kitchen, on a back porch, who knows where, in a van even. Now, they interviewed one of Gladys's neighbors named Miriam, who says that Gladys is a very nice lady. She says, I don't know why they're making this such a big deal. She has a dentist degree from El Salvador. She's a great dentist. Does she have a degree from El Salvador? Maybe she does. She says Gladys and her are both from El Salvador. And she says most of the Latino people around here, they're afraid to go into the hospital because they don't have the papers or because it's expensive. And it's very, very difficult for people who don't have insurance to get the help they really need. And Gladys is helping people around here. Well, sounds to me like Gladys is helping people around here. So maybe that's why more victims aren't coming forward, because they're like, hey, Gladys hooked me up. I don't have papers or I don't have insurance or whatever the case may be. And even if you have dental insurance, let's be real, that's not very helpful. What do they cover? I had it before for a brief period, and I was like, this is a scam. It hardly covered anything. It was like a maximum of like $1,500 a year. It's like, but I'm paying you $700. like what? Why is my cutoff $1,500 a year? That doesn't cover anything. Maybe a couple of cavities taken care of and a couple cleanings, whatever. Yeah, these luxury bones, they're just a little bit, expensive to have maintenance on in the U.S. for some strange reason. This is why people leave the country to get their teeth taken care of, and I don't blame them. I've even gone to a dental school to get discounted work done on me because who can afford it? And let me tell you something. Talk about rolling the dice with your life. Going to a medical school and letting the students work on you like you're a guinea pig for the afternoon. How would you like to be a student's quiz? It's pretty cool. I tell you, you haven't lived until you've gotten a root canal from a 20-year-old. And they make you feel real comfortable by the amount of times they say literally before they cut you open. And you know what you want? You want your doctor to be also watching TikTok videos while they're working on your mouth. These are all great things that you get at the dentistry school.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit Shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
Giddy up, my friends. Thank you for spending some time with your buddy Jonesy and the Weird AF News podcast. Thank you for all the Christmas wishes that I got. A lot of emails and whatnot, people reaching out, sliding into my DMs, wishing me a Merry Christmas. I hope you had a lovely holiday as well. Whatever it is you're celebrating, I hope you're having a nice time with loved ones. I want to thank whoever bought me 10 coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. It just says someone bought 10 coffees. Someone. And they didn't leave a name. So this is an anonymous coffee giver. And, I'm happy for it. Listen, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that what they say? I don't look a horse in the gift mouth. What's that saying? You don't check a gift horse's gums? Something like that. Is it a horse? I think it is. Someone bought me 10 coffees. Happy holidays and such, Jonesy. Sending extra caffeine/beer/THC-laced products to keep you moving and grooving on the pickleball court. Oh, this person knows that I've been playing pickleball. They must be following me on the Instagram. Or maybe they're a patron, because I did post a couple pictures of the pickleball in the Patreon, because I was just updating. I update people in the Patreon about what's going on in my life behind the scenes often. So I was like, hey, guys, check out what I'm doing. I'm playing pickleball these days. Anybody else play pickleball? I'd love to hear your pickleball stories. Who's into it? Who loves it? Anyways, I've been playing now for like 3 weeks, and I'm kind of digging it. I found a great little community in Glendale here, which is the neighborhood adjacent to me. And, man, they play 7 days a week here from like 9 a.m. to 1, something like that. So I've been going, man. I've been going. And I'll tell you right now, these old pickleball players, these old people, you would look at them and be like, oh, I'm going to kick their ass at pickleball. Nope, they're kicking my ass. I'll tell you right now. Pickleball is a game of finesse. You can't really, sheer athleticism isn't going to get the job done, I'm learning, to my embarrassment. But anyways, I'm learning the game, and I'm into it. And so maybe you guys are into it as well. It's kind of been a very popular sport now for a few years. I'm a little late to the game, but I'm glad, better late than never. So I've been into it. Anyways, thank you to someone who bought me 10 coffees. That's really generous. So I appreciate that very, very much. If you guys want to squeeze in some coffees for your buddy Jonesy before the first of the year, please go to my website, weirdafnews.com, and you can buy me coffee or join the Patreon. And our buddy Michael from Iowa City is going to match all of the donations during the holidays leading up to January 1st. Michael's going to donate $1 for everybody who buys me a coffee or joins the Patreon or whatever, mails me a gift. So it's pretty cool. Isn't Michael sweet? He's very, very nice. Shout out to Michael. Hope you had a great Christmas. And, what else? I guess that's about it. That's enough of the due diligence today. I got a post-Christmas hangover, and I'm tired. So I'm going to take a nap. You should take a nap, too. All right. Eat some more. Go in the fridge. Get some leftovers from Christmas. Make yourself one of those turkey sandwiches with the cranberry and the stuffing in there. Toast it a little bit, too, so it's good. Stick it in a skillet for a few minutes. Flip it. A little butter on the bread, I recommend. Eat that, and then go lay down in your favorite chair. Yeah, do it.